Israel Adesanya.
28-0!
McGregor announcing
About a guy who is
What's up, my homies? Lay here. We're back for another UFC card, man. We're breaking down another one. Darren Till taking on Derek Brunson. Super sick middleweight main event. Means a lot for both guys too. As always, my homies, make sure you head kick the like button. Or use your own techniques. Alright, let's jump into breaking these ones down. Let's go. Alright, my homies, to start this card, we've got Johnathan Martinez taking on Marcelo Rojo. Now, this is quite good matchmaking. You know, the matchmaking's quite good here. It's not an easy prediction to make. Johnathan Martinez got badly slept in his last fight. Davey Grant was able to land that punch. You know, we have seen Johnathan Martinez lose before, but it was never in the style that Davey Grant created. You know? And to be honest, some people felt like Johnathan Martinez won that fight against Andre Yeon. But despite it being close, never did Andre Yeon drop Johnathan Martinez. Now Davey Grant did. You know, he proved it. It can be done. And Marcelo Rojo, when you look at this guy's UFC debut, yes, he got stopped by Jourdain. But for round one, round two, he's looking pretty good. He looks like he deserves to be here. So yeah, man, when I think of this matchup, I see two paths to victory. If you're Johnathan Martinez, you want to keep this fight pretty clean. So that means you don't want to get in the pocket with Marcelo Rojo. You don't want to trade and sit down on punches. Now, if you're Marcelo Rojo, that's exactly what you want to do. You know, you want to get into the face of Johnathan Martinez. Try to recreate what Davey Grant did in that second round. So yeah, it's one or the other as always. I'm going to side with Johnathan Martinez. I think if Johnathan Martinez tries to keep Marcelo Rojo at the end of his jab, implement some low kicks and more movement, right? The movement really died out in the second round against Davey Grant. The low kicks really died out as well. But yeah, man, I'm going to side with Johnathan Martinez. It is a good matchup though, because when you see Marcelo Rojo having some success in his UFC debut, you think, can he do it against Johnathan Martinez? I'm going to be interested to find out. My prediction, I'm going to side with Johnathan Martinez. Just think he's a little bit more technical. My numbers, I'd price Martinez around minus 150. And we've got Martinez minus 160, minus 170. So yeah, the numbers ain't that bad. But do you want to lay juice on Johnathan Martinez? Probably not after that last fight, right? But yeah, that's how I'll start this card. I'll take Martinez. Alright guys, we've got Dalcha Langiumbula taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. Now Dalcha Langiumbula, this guy is a grappler. His judo is the foundation. But when he's not using his grappling, you can see what he's trying to do. Right? It's almost like a Derek Lewis style. He's waiting, and now he's trying to knock you out with that big punch. It's not like a Max Holloway style or anything technical. He's not going to notch up 50 strikes a round, 70 strikes a round. Dalcha Langiumbula is getting inside the octagon to knock you out with one punch. And if that doesn't happen, he's looking to fall back on his grappling. So that's what Dalcha's going to do in this matchup. Now, Marc-Andre has lost via grappling. You know, you look at Andrew Sanchez, Jun Yong Park. Even Krzysztof Jotko was able to grapple with Marc-Andre. So you do think about the path to victory being Dalcha grapples, lands the top control, gets those takedowns. But Marc-Andre is quite a tough-nosed guy. You know, he's not going to be completely easy to hold down. You do have to still work to hold this man on the ground. Now the cardio, the conditioning, that's something we also have to consider. If Dalcha doesn't get that round one knockout, is he going to slow down? I think the answer to that question is probably yes. I think Marc-Andre is going to take over with the output, even push Dalcha up against the fence. Just look to fatigue him. I know Marc-Andre has lost with the grappling before, but Dalcha isn't exactly the next Daniel Cormier. He's not going to shoot 10 times a round, 5 times a round. It's probably going to be one takedown attempt, and if it doesn't happen, he's kept on the feet for the next 2 minutes. Output might be the result. You know, Marc-Andre might not finish him, but it could just be output that wins him this fight. So that's what I'm going to side with here. I'm going to take Marc-Andre to just have more to offer outside of round 1. It could potentially be a stoppage if Dalcha slows down enough, but I'm quite confident a decision either way for Marc-Andre. And my numbers, I'd put Marc-Andre around minus 140. And we've got Marc-Andre minus 150, minus 140. Yeah, the odds are spot on again. Now with the first matchup, I kind of feel like Marcelo Rojo could only win by TKO. Could be wrong, obviously, but I think it's the same thing with Dalcha. If he doesn't get a TKO, I'm not sure if he's going to win this one. So look at the TKO prop on Rojo if you're going to take him. Look at the TKO prop on Dalcha if you're going to take him too. But my prediction, I'm going to side with Marc-Andre. Alright guys, we've got Charles Jourdain taking on Julian Erosa. Now I have to be completely honest. When you first look at this matchup, you do lean towards Jourdain. And to be honest, man, that might be the prediction. I am gonna predict that Jourdain wins this one, but I do want to mention to you guys, this might be a trap line. It really might be a trap line. You know, Julian Erosa got badly hurt by Choi just 3 months ago, and it might happen again here. But when you think of the style of Air Jourdain, he's similar to Julian Erosa. He likes to kick. He doesn't want to put 100% into every punch. He likes to use a lot of technique. It's not like a Francis Ngannou, I'm going to try and take your head off. He's quite technical. He likes to play the game. So if we get these two guys just trading technique for technique, you know, finishing their combinations with kicks, you go, I go, it could just be a really close fight for 15 minutes. I think one of the best ways to beat Julian Erosa is you kind of disrespect him. You know, just disrespect him. Try to land on his chin. But Charles Jourdain doesn't exactly disrespect anyone. You know, he likes to play the game, like I said. So yeah, guys, that's how I see this one. Initially, you think Charles Jourdain is a really good pick. And like I said, it may be. I am going to predict Jourdain to win. But I'm just saying, man, don't lay too much money on Charles Jourdain. This might be a trap line. It all depends which Julian Erosa shows up, and it also depends which Jourdain shows up. I want to see Jourdain disrespect Erosa. Not completely, but, you know, take advantage of the fact that he hasn't got a good chin. And of course, you can try to set him up in your own way. You know, make him miss, look for the counter. You look at what Arce did with that head kick, right? Jourdain's going to try set him up. But if it's not happening, round 1, just look to use some forward pressure, get in his face, try to land, disrespect Julian Erosa. So yeah, my prediction is going to be Charles Jourdain. I just hope that he turns up with that mindset. Get in the face of Julian. Look to land. You know, it doesn't have to be you go, I go. We play the game of kickboxing for 15 minutes. It could be as simple as, I'm going to disrespect you. Let's trade in the pocket. And if you do, with Julian Erosa, yeah, you might get your reward. My numbers, I'd put Jourdain minus 160. And we've got Jourdain minus 2. That's what I'm saying, guys. This might be a trap line. Julian Erosa plus 160. If Jourdain just gets in there and tries to trade technique for technique, yeah, it might be close. It might be close. Alright, we've got Jack Shaw taking on Ludovic Sholinian, I think is the pronunciation. Now, the level of confidence that I've got on this matchup is the same level of confidence that I had with Makhmudmuradov. And guys, oh my goodness, by the way. Oh man, I can't believe that. Yeah, I do have the same level of confidence with this matchup. Now, let's start with Ludovic. This guy was on The Ultimate Fighter. I see his fight against Ricky Tercios. You know, it was a decent matchup, decent fight. But man, I'm seeing all of the possibilities for Jack Shaw, to be honest with you. Jack Shaw isn't the best striker in the world, but his jab, his 1-2 is pretty solid. His low kicks are pretty solid. His toughness for days. Guys, sometimes we speak about the wall, right? You hit that wall and you can't go any further. You know, with a guy like Jack Shaw, it takes a lot for him to hit that wall, right? You can see that in his fighting style. So yeah, I'm going to keep it pretty sweet on this one. I think Jack Shaw takes down Ludovic, mauls him. Could be a ground and pound finish, a rear naked choke, an arm bar. However Jack Shaw wants to finish this fight on the mat, I think he can. So that's what I'm going to go with here. Round 1, round 2, inside the distance, Jack Shaw. And I'll give you the same line that I gave you on Muradov. I'm going to put Jack Shaw minus 350. Yeah, we've got Jack Shaw minus 400. Yeah, hard to disagree. Jack Shaw's going to win this one, man. Alright, my homies, we've got Yeon Kim taking on Molly Mccann. I feel like the matchmakers just said, hey, let's put together a female fight that is so much a pick'em that anything can happen. You know, you lay money and you could be laying money on a minus 500 in reality. Or you could really be laying money on a pick'em, right? This matchup is just... What is this matchup, man? How do I break this one down? So Yeon Kim seems to be primarily a boxer, right? Her boxing is without a doubt the highlight of her ability, right? So if Yeon Kim can just box with Molly Mccann, look to keep it at a distance, just stick a jab in her face, Yeon Kim's going to run away with this matchup. Now Molly Mccann, she has to get on the inside. Yeon Kim wants to box. Molly Mccann has to get close. She's got to close the distance. Not only close the distance, but keep that distance closed, which should be easier inside the smaller octagon. Now Molly Mccann wants to shoot for takedowns too. You know, if I had to paint a picture on how Molly Mccann should fight and how Yeon Kim should fight, this would be the picture. Say you've got a canvas that you're painting on. You take the paint and you just splash it everywhere. That's the picture for Molly Mccann. You want it ugly, up close, takedowns, rip into the body. You want this just nasty. Similar to how she fought the zombie girl. You know, it just has to be ugly. You know, if you had to paint the picture on the canvas how Yeon Kim should fight, you know, you're taking out your nicest paintbrush. You're dipping it in the water before you get your paint. You're taking your time, man. You're trying to make the picture look nice. Nice and clean, right? That's how I see this matchup, guys. It's a 50-50. Whoever shows up and does the better job, that's the winner. I'm going to side with Molly Mccann to make it ugly. I know Yeon Kim is a better boxer, but I think it's going to be ugly. I'll take Molly Mccann. My numbers, Molly Mccann minus 120. Yeon Kim plus 110. And what do you know? Both of these girls minus 115. Rightfully so. Which canvas do you predict is right? I'm going to go with the messy one. Molly Mccann. Alright, my homies. You know what time it is. If you waited to smoke with me, amen. If you've been smoking this whole time, double amen. If you're not a smoker but you enjoy the smoke breaks, triple amen, gang. Let's go. Alright, my homies, I hope you're doing well, doing blessed, having a good day, having a good week. Alright, so the smoke break topic on this one. And shout out to Danny Richardson for sending this message on Instagram. Right, so the message reads, the difference between handicapping and betting. Often the fights are mostly going for how I see them. However, last night, when I didn't bet very smart, I looked at Gerald by sub plus 1,000 as a hedge. I wish I did that, bro. I wish I did that. And I also loaded up on Barboza. Still ended up on the night after losing my biggest bet. So staying positive that I'm capping decently. So yeah, man, it's a good topic. This is a gambling channel. I like to speak about real life stuff, philosophy, all of that kind of stuff. But this channel is also about gambling, right? We're all laying down this money every weekend. So it's also cool to speak about gambling too. So yeah, shout out to you, Danny. Thank you for the message. Now, with gambling, man, you're right. There's a difference between gambling and handicapping, right? And I can speak all day, man, about gambling. I love to speak about how it all works, how the bookies work, how we work, how we should play against what they're trying to do. I love to speak about it. You know, at heart, guys, I'm a real nerd with numbers. You know, probabilities, possibilities. I'm a nerd. Now, though, I want to speak specifically about what the bookies are trying to do, right? See, why it's so hard to be profitable long term, or even a profitable gambler. Why it's such a difficult thing is because often the bookies are not giving you the real probability of an outcome, right? So a good example would be, let's take a look at Barriault and Hannah Goldie, right? Let's take a look at that matchup, which happened a few weeks ago. But if you remember, guys, Hannah was like a -120, -130. And Barriault was like +110, +120. Now, in reality, even though it seemed like a pick'em, and it was, right, on paper, when you go to break down that matchup, straight away you're looking at who's going to win this one, man. This is such a pick'em. And when you have a fight like that, it's priced like that, right? Another one would be Molly McCann and Ji-Young Kim. But often, guys, the fight is not priced how it's going to play out, right? And you look at Hannah Barriault, man, she was over a -200. She was over -200, and you could get her at +120. It's, you know, betting is a numbers game. You can predict who you think's going to win, but you have to bet the number. The number is where you're going to win. It's where you're going to beat the bookie. So ultimately, as a gambler, what you have to do is you have to bet on numbers that you see as better than what they should be, right? A quick example before we get into the matchup. I personally felt that Paddy Pimblett at -130 was off. I feel like Paddy Pimblett is closer to a -150. That's another example. And that's what your job is as a gambler. You have to pinpoint what line is off and what line is not off. And Danny makes a good point. You know, you look at Meerschaert +1000 for a submission. The only way GM3 is going to win is a submission. And it's +1000. It's a great hedge from Danny. I wish I was about the hedge life. It really is the way you should play. But man, I just want to take the bookies for everything, man. It's an ego thing too, guys. You know, you have to fight your ego with gambling. I'm not about hedging as much as I used to be, but that was smart. You know, you hedge Meerschaert +1000 sub. The probability, right? You're playing the numbers game with the bookies. That's what our job is. And that's what we do, man. We look at the numbers, right? So another example is if you look at the main event, the numbers on the main event of this card. How much do you price Darren Till? Where do you price him? And how much do you price Brunson? Now you might think that, I'm going to slightly lean towards Darren Till. This is a really close fight, but I slightly favour Darren Till. But then if you get him at -250 and you slightly favour him, what are you going to do? What are you going to play? As a gambler, you now have to play Derek Brunson. It all depends where you price Darren Till. Now, if you're somebody who thinks, man, Darren Till absolutely obliterates Derek Brunson, there's no way that Darren Till's going to lose this fight. You might be pricing Darren Till -300 if you're that confident. Then if you see Darren Till's -150, you might be very excited to take advantage of that line. And that's what Danny's trying to say with this message. The difference between betting and handicapping. You have to handicap. This is a numbers game. We can speak about how the fight plays out. We can make our predictions. But it's all down to numbers. What is the number? And let's try to play that number. So yeah, that was the smoke break topic. I didn't really smoke much. But I enjoyed that topic, man. We should speak about gambling more on this channel. We're going to speak philosophy too. But yeah, I like that topic. So yeah, guys, that's what we're going to do for this card. We're going to try to find bets that are good for us with the numbers. We like the number that we're playing. It suits the probability, right? So yeah, let's get it. Let's go. Alright guys, so starting this main card, we've got Luigi Vendramini taking on Paddy Pimblett. So what we've got in this one is basically two grapplers, right? Luigi is a grappler. Paddy is a grappler. They like to use their jiu-jitsu. Now that's not to say that Luigi's not going to try to put some hands on you. And that's not to say that Paddy Pimblett can't stand and trade. It's just to say that where they're both best, in my opinion, it's on the mat. Now, Paddy Pimblett has 19 pro fights. Luigi has 11. So the experience advantage is with Paddy Pimblett. But then you look at the competition, right? Luigi has had a couple UFC fights, whereas Paddy just now making his UFC debut. Now, can Luigi Vendramini stop Paddy Pimblett with strikes? It's not impossible, right? I wouldn't say it's impossible for Paddy Pimblett to crack Luigi. It's not impossible. But I think the intelligent read would be both of these guys do grapple, right? Whether that's Paddy Pimblett shooting or Luigi shooting. If I had to predict who's going to be the one initiating the grappling, I would say it's Paddy Pimblett. To be honest with you guys, I like the mindset of Paddy. You know, when you listen to him speak, he does sound delusional. When you listen to him speak and he's saying he's going to do these great things, man, it's up to you, right? Do you believe him? Is it all just talk? For me personally, I like his mindset. I like what he's done in Cage Warriors. So yeah, my prediction on this one, I'm going to say that Paddy Pimblett initiates the grappling with Luigi and either finds a submission round 1, round 2, or the top control is the result. And my numbers, like I said, I price Paddy around -150. And the actual numbers, you've got Paddy Pimblett -130, -140. So yeah, for me personally, like I said, I think it's a little bit off. Not massively, right? I wouldn't put Luigi like +150. I'd put him around +120. And he is around that, you know, +110, +120. And if you can get Paddy -130, that's much better than -150. So yeah, I'll take Paddy to win in his UFC debut. Khalil Rountree taking on Modestas Bukauskas. I don't really like what I've seen from Khalil Rountree too much. You know, he got badly beaten up by Cutelaba. And then against Marcin Prachnio, his cardio didn't look too good. And he was kind of limited with the striking. It's like he couldn't figure out what to do against Marcin. Then he caught him with a punch and it kind of looked like the fight was going back on track. But then, you know, just the cardio didn't look good. Didn't look great in there, to be honest. Now, Modestas lost a split decision to Oleksiejczuk, but man, there's way more things to speak about for Modestas. You know, there's more positives. Even though he lost, I think his boxing was pretty good. He done pretty well to fight at range. You know, he could have done maybe a little bit more to seal it, you know, but yeah, there's more positives with Modestas. Now, ways that Khalil Rountree is going to win this matchup. Either Khalil Rountree just finds that knockout punch, or Modestas is just going to box him. I'm leaning more towards Modestas. I think at this point, Khalil Rountree kind of going backwards in his career. You know, you look at what he done to Paul Craig in Scotland and what he done to Gökhan Saki, and it's just kind of gone downhill from there. Modestas is 0 wins, 2 losses in the UFC. He needs a win. And you get a guy like Khalil Rountree. Yeah, I think it's a good matchup. Yeah, my numbers, I'll put Modestas around -170. And you've got Modestas -150, -160. It's in the ballpark. It's in the ballpark. But it all depends where you price Modestas. Alright guys, we've got David Zawada taking on Alex Morono. Now David Zawada is a grappler. This guy likes to use his jiu-jitsu. Alex Morono, you know, how do we explain this guy? This guy likes to basically bring tears to everyone's eyes, right? I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to spark up for my boy. I'm going to spark up for the OG whilst I play the clip. Shout out to the OG, Donald Cerrone, a legend of the game. Yeah, what Alex Morono done to Donald Cerrone, man, you watch the clip, it's hurtful. But Alex Morono, man, he's up and coming. This guy means business. And you kind of find out that he means business when you see what he done to Rhys McKee. You look what he does to Donald Cerrone. Alex Morono's looking to make a statement in the welterweight division. If this fight is kept kickboxing, I would have to assume that Alex Morono is dictating, right? He's being the one who's going first. He's finding his range, output. He's landing the cleaner strikes on the feet. Now, David Zawada should probably grapple. But Alex Morono, man, this guy can grapple. You know, he can hang with you if you want to play the jiu-jitsu game. Whether this fight hits the mat or it stays striking, I'm favouring Alex Morono. It is short notice though, right? So don't put too much stock into either guy. But I do favour Alex Morono. My numbers, I'd put Alex around minus 170. And you've got Alex Morono minus 150 up to minus 170. Now if you've got the minus 150, that's looking way better. But yeah, minus 150 up to minus 170. Yeah, I'll take Alex Morono. Alright my homies, co-main event, we've got Tom Aspinall taking on Sergey Spivak. Now both of these guys are pretty decent. You know, Tom Aspinall, he's coming up in this heavyweight division. Sergey Spivak, he's been doing well. You know, what we've got here is two UFC heavyweight prospects going to battle. You know, really decent matchmaking. But I do have to be honest, man, I favour one guy a little bit more, quite a little bit more than the other guy. Even though it's prospect versus prospect, in my handicapping, I'm seeing Tom Aspinall as a way better prospect than Sergey Spivak. And that's not really a downplay on Sergey. I think he's a prospect. He's a good boxer. He can wrestle. He can grapple. You know, Sergey Spivak, man, he's not bad. But I really like Tom Aspinall's striking. You know, I don't want to go all the way and say he's a Ghane. But if you're looking at areas that Tom Aspinall comes close to Ghane, it's the speed, the agility, the movement. Tom Aspinall also has a bunch of kicks like Ghane. Now, he's not going to hit you with 50%. He's going to go harder than that. And you look at his boxing, you know, this guy can put you out. And just like Cyril Ghane with the takedown into a submission, Tom Aspinall's been doing that too. He takes down Andrei Arlovski straight into a rear naked choke. And by the way, Tom Aspinall with the handshake straight after he choked out Andrei Arlovski. Guys, if you're watching tape, please look out for that. He chokes out Arlovski, Arlovski taps, and Tom Aspinall just stands up and kind of puts his hand out like, good game. It's hilarious, man. Tom Aspinall might challenge Wonderboy for the nicest MF belt. Like, seriously, man, Tom Aspinall's a good guy. But the way I see this one, man, Tom Aspinall's going to be too quick for Sergey Spivak. He's going to land kicks, land his punches. And I see him finishing Sergey Spivak. So I'd take Tom Aspinall via TKO. And my numbers, I'd price Tom around minus 250. And the bookies have got Tom Aspinall minus 275 up to minus 300. So yeah, the bookies are smart. You know, they price Aspinall a decent favourite. But it's like they're making you pay a little tax. You know, they know that Tom Aspinall is really around a minus 250. But they're like, you know, if you're going to make money on Tom, I'm going to make you stretch out. I'm going to make you extend. I'm going to make you play minus 3. And that's what I mentioned in the smoke break. The bookies will price stuff not where it actually should be. Tom Aspinall's a minus 250. He's not minus 3. Now, the only way he's a minus 3 is if he goes in there and, pretty much like my breakdown, man, finishes Sergey Spivak and proves he's a much better prospect. The bookies have got him minus 3. So yeah, they agree with us. They're just making us pay a little tax. You know, they're making us pay that juice. Alright my homies, main event, we've got Darren Till taking on Derek Brunson. If you haven't Hamzat smashed the like button, hey, use your techniques man, let's go. Alright, so Darren Till, Derek Brunson, how do we break this one down? I think we start by saying Derek Brunson is on a nice winning streak. You know, credit to Derek Brunson, you know, putting together a nice run. Darren Till isn't on a great run, he's not on a run like Derek Brunson. But when you look at his loss to Robert Whittaker, it's not like he got dominated. He didn't get put out the way he got put out by Jorge Masvidal. I think Darren Till gave a good account. You know, potentially came down to round 5. If Darren Till has a better round 5, maybe wins that matchup. But yeah, the way I see this matchup, guys, I think most of us are picturing the same thing. If Derek Brunson wins, he probably takes down Darren Till. You know, Derek Brunson is probably going to utilise that wrestling. He probably should. Now, that's not to say that Derek Brunson can't catch Darren Till with a punch, put him out. But that striking moment for Derek Brunson would have to be pretty perfect, right? It would have to be a really nice moment for Derek Brunson. For example, the way Tyron Woodley caught Darren Till coming in, right? Or the way Jorge Masvidal just put together that beautiful combination. Derek Brunson would have to have a special striking moment to win by TKO. Other ways to win by TKO would obviously be ground and pound. But then again, when you look at the way he grappled with Kevin Holland, maybe it's going to be more top control rather than ground and pound. But it all kind of depends which opponent is underneath Derek Brunson. Because he did ground and pound Edmund Shabazian. So it would have to be a very, very tired Darren Till if Derek Brunson's going to get a ground and pound finish. Now, Darren Till does have pretty good cardio. I don't think you can say he has bad cardio, bad conditioning. One thing Darren Till also has is pretty decent takedown defense. It's really difficult to take down Darren Till. But then again, if you do get the takedown, this man pops straight back to his feet. His get-up game is equally as good as his takedown defense. Now, he did get stuck under Tyron Woodley. That's only the real time that Darren Till has been stuck on the mat. Is he going to get stuck under Derek Brunson? Potentially late, round 4, round 5. But for the first 15 minutes, I don't think so. I think this fight stays kickboxing for at least 10-15 minutes. And inside those 10 or 15 minutes, I would have to favour the Muay Thai of Darren Till. You know, whether he's shooting the kicks to the calf, the body, or the head. Potentially going all three, mixing it up. And the sniper left hand that Darren Till has. Yeah, I favour the striking of Darren Till. Now, like I said, the sniper left hand is when he's going to come in. If Derek Brunson can catch him with a magical moment in that specific moment, then credit to Derek Brunson. Or if Derek Brunson can hang on and get those takedowns, or even prove me wrong and get the takedowns early, credit to Derek Brunson. Now, I've got the last 2 main events wrong. I took KG, I took Barboza. Man, I'm confident that I don't get this one wrong. I'm pretty confident. Some people may say, hey, you're taking all the English guys, you're just being biased. Man, I've picked against Darren Till. I have picked against him. I picked against him with Stephen Thompson, and that's about it, to be honest. So yeah, it's not really gone well for me. You know, I picked Tyron Woodley, that went well. I picked Till against Masvidal, that didn't go well. I picked Till against Whittaker, that was close. It was a close fight. I did take Darren Till against KG, which, you know, he really performed with the grappling in that one. And, you know, you kind of think about Darren Till clinching up with KG. KG isn't a big guy, but he is a good wrestler. So if Derek Brunson chooses to establish the clinch, I wouldn't be shocked to see Darren Till compete there. He has competed with some grappling. And by competing with the grappling, I mean, you know, he chose to initiate the grappling with KG. Overall, guys, I think this is a really good main event. I think Derek Brunson is on a really, really good winning streak. If he can prove me wrong and continue that winning streak, massive credit. But I'm going to take Darren Till, most likely inside the distance. And if it goes 25, I think Darren Till 49-46, 48-47, or maybe even a 50-45. My numbers, I'm going to put Darren Till around, I'm going to put him around minus 200. And we've got Darren Till minus 175 up to minus 190. Yeah, ballpark. I think it's in the ballpark. If Derek Brunson can really get a hold of the takedowns early, maybe he's got a chance. But those first 10 minutes, I see Darren Till having success. So yeah, guys, leave down your underdogs, your parlays, your most confident picks, all of that good stuff. And guys, remember, keep your eyes to the sky, never glued to your shoes. Mac Miller. Alright, guys. Peace.